Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 128 on my countdown to retirement. So today I had early morning meetings with the folks in Singapore and the UK, and my wife had a doctor appointment first thing this morning. And then upon her return, we went out for a late lunch to a local Mexican place called Los Magoys. And while we were there, my daughter-in-law sent us a text message with a sonogram that showed an updated delivery date that indicated that she was a lot further along than she thought she was. And if the projected delivery date holds, our first grandchild will be an Aries. So, I don't know anybody that's an Aries. So I went on to Grok and I said, well, what's the characteristics of an Aries child? And according to Grok, I'm going to look down here so I can get them right. It says that characteristics are being bold and confident or assertive, independent, passionate and energetic, impulsive and spontaneous, direct and honest, adventurous, competitive, fiery and quick-tempered, loyal but intense or demanding in relationships, and creative, ambitious, and driven. On the downside, their impulsiveness can lead to hasty mistakes, and their strong-willed nature might seem selfish or domineering. They may need to work on patience and consideration of others' feelings. So we'll see if any of that holds true, and if the date itself is correct. Only time will tell. So then in the late afternoon, I started researching ETFs that I would want to either add to my portfolio or increase my holdings of, if I already own them, in the portfolio if we get a 5 to 7% pullback, which due to seasonality, which usually occurs, in the month of September or early October. So I want to be prepared for that. So my expectation is that before I go to bed tonight, I'll end up putting in some good till canceled orders for those particular ETFs. And then, with NVIDIA announcing earnings tomorrow, and then over the latter part of the week, getting additional government data, anything could happen. And so I want to not be in a place where I have to make an emotional decision to do something. I'd rather think through what I want and then put in the orders and then put in enough lead time so that if in fact we do get the pullback, that the orders will already execute at a predetermined price. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. And then I did my weekly protein review of the sales that are starting tomorrow for Labor Day. And so at Kroger's, we're going to have baby back ribs, or what they call pork back ribs, for $2.99 a pound. They're also going to have Angus 80% lean ground chuck, $4.99 a pound with digital coupon, and you can get a limit of 5 pounds. They're going to have Oscar Mayer bacon for $4.99 with a digital coupon. Nathan's Beef Franks, $3.99 with a digital coupon. And Friday to Monday only, Butterball 85% lean ground turkey, $3.99 a pound. Moving over to Publix, the only thing that I found there that I thought was meaningful was you could get bone-in ribeyes for $13.99 a pound, which, while it's not an outstanding price, it's a great price for Publix. So, and then moving over to Aldi, you can get a fresh family pack of 93.7 organic grass-fed ground beef for $5.49 a pound. And then Lidl has kind of the most protein offerings, at least at reasonable prices. So if you have a Lidl in your area, you can get Butcher's Specialty fresh boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $1.99 a pound with My Lidl. You can get Butcher's Specialty fresh grass-fed ground beef, 85% lean, $4.99 a pound with My Lidl. You can get Smithfield fresh pork spare ribs, $1.99 a pound with My Lidl. Butcher's Specialty fresh pork loin chops, bone-in center cut, $2.99 a pound with My Lidl. And then thick cut bacon, family size, 24 ounces, either applewood smoked or hickory smoked, $5.99 each with my Lidl. And then on Friday through Sunday only of this week, you can get Butcher's Specialty fresh beefsteak, a 10-ounce package for $6.49 each, which translates to $10.38 a pound with my Lidl. And you can also get Nathan's skinless beef franks, 12 ounces, $2.99 each with my Lidl limit 4. And then over at Sprouts, you can get Sprouts Organic large pasture-raised eggs for $5.99 for the dozen, or wild ahi tuna or swordfish steaks for $9.99 a pound. So that's it for the upcoming sales for proteins. Then my wife finished painting our guest room, so she put the second coat on all the way around the room. Came out really good. And then for dinner, I made a porterhouse steak with a can of non-GMO corn to share with my wife, and it was delish. And as part of that, earlier this week, I went over to Publix and had them cut me basically 3 porterhouse steaks, each one being about 2 inches thick, that I'll be able to, or that I've already put in the freezer, and that we'll be able to, use down the road, because while the price wasn't fantastic, it was something that was, better than I've seen around anywhere else for at least, a month to 6 weeks. So I took advantage of that. Yeah, I think that's it. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below, or drop me an email at myretirementrambling@gmail.com. I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.